pop those earbuds in. Hanging out with John Jay. Watch your troubles drifting away. Something planted in your ears. Tears are in your eyes. You can't hear your doorbell ring. You can't hear your baby cry.
Something Planet Podcast, episode number 555. Welcome to it. I am your host, John Jay. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. Today, we have a very special guest for our very special 555th episode. Please welcome to the show, Dave of the Day.
Hail Satan! Oh, I'm too early.
555. Yeah,
Damn.
we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer until we 666. We're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do a big.
We're gonna have
episode.
to have a It's gonna have to be live at our venue. I just changed the color of your.
Do you step on it?
Stepped on it. Let me get back to green. There
Yeah,
we go.
there. The studio, it looks great on camera, but really it's a fucking mess when you get in here. And
That I feel like that's all studios.
yeah, it's all studios.
There was this illusion as a child that this looks all nice and pristine, and all of these shows are really nice, and then you get backstage, you're like, this is a fucking mess.
Yeah, this is a shithole because it's like you're so busy. It's like if something's not on camera, you're just like fuck it. Who cares?
I don't have time.
Yeah, I don't have time to deal with anything that's not on the camera.
Yeah, it's true.
Thanks for coming over. We're talking about some fun stuff today. We're gonna be talking about the person who Grok took over their brain via Neuralink, and we're also talking about the Orange Man. But first, I want to say that me and my wife got to celebrate our 15th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations! Wow,
Yeah.
15 years.
15 years married, 18 years together, and it was great. We had a good celebration.
Yeah, what'd you do?
We went.
Well, I know what you did, but for the viewers.
We went to a 4-2.
4-2?
4-2. It sounds like a dump, but I promise it's not. No, it's a Michelin recommended restaurant.
Nice.
Doesn't have a star,
But it's recommended.
It's recommended by the Tire Guide. Yeah.
That's
So a lot of people, if you don't know, it like when they say Michelin star, that is the tire people.
The tire people.
It's they do mediocre tires, and they recommend the best restaurants in the entire world. Yeah,
And the Michelin Man does it himself.
yeah. The Michelin Man eats there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went to 4-2. It was crazy. It was a really good experience.
Yeah. What was it? All small plates and really expensive?
It was really expensive.
Yeah.
No, it's the way they do 4-2. I forget. They said the style of dining that it was in Japanese, but I forget what it was. It's basically a home style, like family sharing style. So basically, when they bring stuff out, it's just for like the whole table.
Oh, okay.
And then everybody kind of shares a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like the steak comes pre-sliced. So it was really good. I got we ended up getting, we got a bunch of sides. We got fancy sake. Got the one guy brought the sake. He's like, let me let you try this a little bit. And I was like, tasted it, and I was like, oh, that tastes just like Mountain Dew. I was like, perfect. Bring it. Yeah.
Yeah. Another Mountain Dew sake, please.
I love it. It tastes exactly like Mountain Dew. The guy thought I was crazy.
He was, what?
Yeah, and then we got a bunch of sides. We got a yellowtail appetizer. It was a yellowtail sashimi in a white ponzu sauce with a little teeny tiny thin slice of pear on there.
Oh.
And then
How was the pear? Was it good?
And then a piece of serrano pepper on top of that. So it was like sweet and spicy yellowtail.
Yeah.
It was great.
That sounds good.
I have no complaints about this restaurant at all. It was my only complaint was that like I just couldn't eat anymore. I ate so much like we couldn't even get dessert.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it, I should have saved room for dessert.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was so fucking delicious.
Didn't you get some Wagyu or something?
Yeah, the main course we got was we got it with a bunch of sides. It was A5 Wagyu sampler.
Ooh, a sampler.
So it was basically just 4 ounces of strip A5 strip and
Yeah.
then 4 ounces of A5 fillet.
Sounds good.
The fillet was the better of the two, I would say.
You know, I had Wagyu for the first time
Yeah?
recently at Council Oak over at the casino.
Okay.
It was very flavorful.
It's good.
It's almost too much.
It's very rich.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
rich. You have to. I couldn't eat a whole normal steak size of that. Probably 4
No.
ounces is probably plenty.
Yeah,
I
it
would
was
think.
it was totally we had 4 ounces of steak each, and then the fish and the sides and the cocktails and all of that with the tip was probably $325.
Yikes!
Yeah.
It's like going to Burns.
Yeah, I mean it was of the same quality as Burns
Yeah.
or Council Oak or whatever.
Good experience though.
Yeah, Council Oak is what? That's $100 a plate, right?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Council Oak is that's the one at the Hard Rock Native American Casino.
Yes.
So the Council Oak is supposed to be that's where the Seminole tribe leaders met under an oak tree to hold council
And dry all of their steaks in house for 5 days.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have that big locker with the salt and stuff in there.
Yeah.
And they're really aging it. No, it's not 5 days, it's 45 days.
Yeah. The waiter was really weird when we went there though. He was
really?
trying to be our friend outside of the casino.
Oh, he was like, "What are you guys doing later? You guys want to hang out?"
Yeah, one of those kind of situations. Way too interested.
What did you
in
go
we
for
were
a
doing.
bachelor party or something?
No, I just went with Travis and Spork. We just went over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
our
those-
significant others.
Those fucking rich guys. Yeah.
I don't know if Spork is rich. Travis definitely is.
I don't know. Spork seems kind of rich.
Yeah, he might be.
Travis is definitely rich.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. Did he pick up the tab or no?
Some of it. He got us
Piece of
he got us
shit. No, I'm kidding.
a piece of shit. How dare you? How dare you insult me
Dare
like
you
this?
not pay for my dinner?
No, he did pick up the seafood sampler though, which there is $130.
Oh, the seafood tower. Was
Yeah,
it one of those
it was a
deals?
tower. Yeah,
yeah. That's
it had
$100
lobster and crab legs and oysters and big shrimp.
Damn.
Yeah, it was nice.
I should be friends with those guys. Yeah. I never get it.
No, it's really nice.
Nobody ever buys me a fucking seafood tower.
Yeah, I never push him or ask him to do any of that stuff. He just likes doing it.
No, he's always been a generous guy.
Yeah, he's very generous. Love that guy.
So so 4.2, 10 out of 10. It's something. It's in the Something Planet restaurant guide. One star or 10 stars. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
10 Something Planet stars.
10 something planet stars. 1 Michelin star you would give it. At least.
I would give it at least. I'm glad that the Michelin Guide is kind of opening up to other cities.
Yeah.
That it normally hasn't visited, and it's got other categories instead of just the star.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they got a star. I think they got a bib gourmand. I think is the lower level.
We got a couple of those in the Tampa area.
and then below that is just recommended. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think we have one starred place, Rocco or Del Rocco or something, right?
Rococo.
Rococo.
Yeah, no, I think it was a bib gourmand.
Oh, it was a Bib
and they
Gourmand,
went out of
okay.
business too. So
Oh, well, there you go.
we went. I think we went there for our anniversary in 2021 or 2022.
Okay. Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, so we did get to try that
Rococo.
Rococo. Yeah, I think this is my 4th Michelin restaurant that I've gotten to eat at.
That's nice.
Yeah, Leah's always taken me to cool shit like that.
Well, you can come over to my house anytime, and I'll give you a Michelin star type.
Yeah,
food.
well, you just got a charcoal barbecue.
Yeah,
grill. Yeah. Did
yeah.
you try that out?
I did yesterday.
What did you make?
Made some shawarma chicken kebabs,
Kebabs.
as the British say, kebabs,
Kebabs.
and just some grilled eggplant.
I like a grilled eggplant.
Yeah, it was
that's
really
good.
nice.
So,
But and I also made on the side a cucumber, onion, and cherry tomato salad with homemade tzatziki, which also had cucumber in it. Look, if you're trying to lose weight and you need to flush your system out, just eat a bunch of cucumbers.
just eat. Well, yeah. Does it just go right
It
through
just
you?
goes everything just whoop. And it was funny. Later that day, I saw a video on social media, and it was like, if you want to flush your system out, have a cucumber and pineapple salad. And it was just like, I kind of had that already, and I already saw the effects of it. It was bad.
It's too much.
It's too much. Too much cucumber.
We had a good 4th of July. Pretty fun stuff. Well, for the 4th of July, I made birria.
You did.
I wanted to make it Americanized, so I made birria, but I served it on top of mac and cheese.
Nothing more American than that.
Yeah. Well, it's a melting pot.
Yeah, it is.
And you did the traditional hamburgers and hot dogs.
We did the traditional. We usually do like Bosnian food, but I
Yeah,
was
usually
like,
do cevapi,
yeah, that I burn.
Bosnian hot dogs.
Yeah, Bosnian hot dogs. But we did American hot dogs and burgers this time, and corn.
And you burned those too.
No, did I? No. They did seem a little cooked for being medium.
Yeah, they were a little.
But
I think your oven's probably a little bit hotter.
Maybe it's
than
hotter
it
than
says that it is.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on. But yeah, happy 4th. A lot of people didn't celebrate the 4th of July this year.
We didn't.
And we didn't. I mean,
We got together.
we got together, but
We celebrated the fact that there's a day off.
I'm I can be proud to be an American and also still hate the government.
I think that's part of being an American.
I think that's part of being an American. Yeah, it's like fuck the government. I mean, our whole country's founded on fuck the government.
Yes, exactly. That's the whole point behind it. And that's what I don't get when people are like, if you don't like it, just leave.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's what George Washington would have said. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't like it here. I guess I'm going to go to South
I'm
America.
going to go to Canada. He fought the Canadians.
He did. He was a maniac. He had
That's what Mel Gibson's character is based off of.
He had human
in the
slave
Patriot.
teeth and implanted in his teeth, and he carried a hatchet around. He never chopped down a cherry tree. He did chop a man down several times. That's the other thing. For our anniversary, we booked a trip to the Dominican Republic.
The DR.
The DR. I've never been.
Me neither.
As soon as I ever tell anybody that I'm traveling somewhere, there's always just one motherfucker that's like, have you heard about the crime rate
Oh, God.
in that area? And then they started telling me about the crime rate.
That's everywhere.
So then I started looking up crime rates, and fucking Dominican Republic, high violent crime rate,
Yeah.
less than Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less than the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah.
There's way more violent crime
Yep.
in the Tampa Bay area
Yep.
than there is in the Dominican
Plus, you're
Republic.
going to a all
Inclusive.
inclusive resort.
Yeah, we're going
There's
to
no crime there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like domestic violence or something.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Wives are definitely getting beaten by
Getting
their
drunk and
husbands
beating up your lady.
there. Yeah.
But we've never been to the DR. This is our second all-inclusive vacation, so I'm excited about it.
Good. That's nice. You went to Sandals last time, right?
Yeah, we went to Sandals in Jamaica, and then we went to Sandals in Jamaica in 2011,
Nice.
and then we tried to go back in 2020, and that got
And then that
canceled.
happened. Yeah. I remember we were all going to go together.
Yeah, we were all supposed to go together, to renew my wedding vows.
Yeah.
And nope.
Nope.
So we've been on several vacations since then, but I've been advocating for the past 5 years of just doing a vacation where we don't have to do shit
Yeah.
the entire time.
You just sit there and relax.
Just sit there, and then people bring you shit.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted. So it's
There's
gonna
like
be
a butler here, right? You gotta,
yeah.
you
We got a butler. We got a butler. We got a private plunge pool. I don't think the butler's private. I think the butler takes care of 4 couples at
Okay.
once, maybe.
He's buttling for multiple people.
He's buttling for multiple couples.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's not
That's
just
fair.
following.
You got to
you
get the
around whole
VIP
time.
package for that.
I don't want to be that attended to anyway.
It's weird. I think about it and I'm like, I don't even know if I want it. Like, I'll call, downstairs if I need something. you
Right.
know? I don't know if I want
Well,
a
he
butler.
makes your dinner reservations for you and
I can do that.
tidies
I don't-
up when you go to
that's-
the beach.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
it
know
feels
if I do.
weird.
It does feel weird.
Maybe that's why we're not rich, because we're not comfortable with that sort of thing.
Not comfortable with treating people like garbage.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. Finally, we haven't been on a vacation in almost 2 years because of several things, Leah's dad being sick,
Yeah.
and we got this old ass dog now, and COVID, and
Just a lot of
bullshit.
life.
Yeah, so we haven't been on vacation in quite some time, so I'm excited for it.
That's good. You guys need it.
I think so.
You
And
deserve it.
And you're watching my little girl, my little Danny.
I am, while you guys are gone.
It's a dog, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that being a dog dad, remember, being a dog dad is exactly the same as being a real dad, okay? I just want to let all the parents out there know.
You're not wrong.
It's exactly the same.
It's a lot of
I
responsibility.
say that all the time. People get really mad.
Yeah. You just don't get as in much trouble if you forget to feed them and they die.
Yeah, and you can
You get a lot more in trouble if it's
leave them in a cage.
Yeah,
when they
you
go
can put them in
out.
a cage. Yeah, that's frowned upon for a child.
It
a real
is.
child.
It's a bit frowned upon. Let's jump into some politics. I haven't been talking a lot of politics on the show because it really fucks with like the YouTube algorithm.
Oh,
So
they don't like people talking about it.
I think it just depends on how big your channel is or something.
yeah.
Because I've noticed like immediately we'll get like way less views on a YouTube video, but like Spotify never changes.
Yeah.
No matter what I talk about. So we don't ever say the president's name. We just say the Orange Man.
Okay.
now. Yeah, we don't say
Orange
that.
Man. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Orange Man. And instead of Elon, we can say Elon Musk, but I prefer. I mean, everybody knows that Elon Musk has been subsumed.
So just call
by
him Grok.
The AI Grok. AI Grok is taking over the world, and it has uploaded into Elon Musk's body via Neuralink, and taken. I mean, that's why it's totally different.
Yeah, like
He
he
used
did
to
a
be cool
180.
5 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you the moment that it changed in my eyes for him. Because I was like an Elon Musk fanboy back in the day.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing all this cool stuff with like SpaceX and Tesla.
Well,
And
I like all that stuff. I mean, I like
It's all cool.
the Starlink is really cool.
Yeah.
You can have like high speed internet in like rural villages in Africa. Like it's a super great idea.
really, really cool stuff. And then the moment it changed for me was when those kids, I think it was in the Philippines, got stuck. They were spelunking and they got like stranded in a cave.
Yes, yes.
And then an
'Cause,
underwater cave.
I think like the
tide
it
rose or something. I don't know.
I think it was like a monsoon or something.
Yeah.
Like rose the water levels, and then they couldn't get out of the cave.
Right. So Grok was saying, hey, why don't I just build you guys a submarine? We can make this happen, like a mini submarine to go underground.
Yeah, and then they were like, "No thanks."
And they're like, actually, we have this diver guy. He's going to do it. And he did it and rescued the kids.
And then Elon
he called him
called
a
him a
pedophile. What? Just I was that's when it turned for me. It's
Yeah,
just
he
like,
was mad that this
They didn't
other
go-
guy got to be
the hero.
the hero or whatever. It was like, okay, well, we just want to get the kids out of the cave. Also, Elon Musk, you've never built a submarine before.
He's never technically he's never built anything.
He's never built anything.
And that's the thing. He's one of those people that have never been told no.
Right.
Has always been told, "Oh, all of your ideas are great. Yes, sir. Let's do them."
Yeah,
And then when
he's-
someone finally says, "No, we're going to do this other idea," then he gets mad and he lashed out and he apologized for it later, I'm sure.
I know he's upset because no one liked him on Saturday Night Live. I remember that
Yeah.
being kind of the turning point.
Yeah.
Is that it was like the worst episode of Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live in 40 years,
He's not funny.
and he's just not
Not
funny.
everyone's funny. Just
Well, we don't need him to be funny.
no.
That's why we have comedians.
Yeah. Again, it's just a lifetime of, oh, every idea I have is great. And they think it's because of what they're doing, but it has nothing to do. It's just because they're rich.
Yeah, when you're rich, everyone kisses your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. I don't know. It's Elon Musk and the Orange Man both suffer from the same condition, and that is being the boss's son.
The boss's son,
boss's-
affluenza, or remember that kid
Yeah.
used that term? Affluenza. That's
Yeah,
why.
so you know, if you've never worked for the boss's son, and you are the boss's son,
I am, yeah.
but you're kind of the exception to the rule. And
I think
also,
so.
you didn't work with your parents very long either. You were kind of
No, and also, I was the boss too.
Right, well,
different part of the business.
You started the business.
Yeah.
You kind of just needed an adult to sign off on the business.
and
Like,
some
it was
money.
Really,
yeah,
it was,
I needed
it was
some
your
money.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
You came up with it. It
Right.
wasn't your dad's idea.
Yeah, no. My dad doesn't know anything about. Well, now he does, but
does
at the
now.
time he didn't know anything about tech.
Right.
I was the one fixing all the computers and setting everything up.
Right.
and-
So it was technically it was your business.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, if you've never worked for the boss's son, then you probably don't know that you never want to work for the boss's son.
It's terrible.
I think almost everybody's been there at some point, and that's kind of just how Musk and Orange Man are.
What sucks is even if you're someone like me who doesn't act like that kind of boss's son, people still treat, if they work for you, they still have this idea that that's what you are.
Right.
So it's a little difficult to escape, for sure. But
Orange Man and Musk have had their big falling out now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Well, I mean, I think Musk is correctly calling out that the giant budget bill that they just signed into law is a huge fucking turd that fucks over everybody but like 25 guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they did the numbers on it, and it's like it hurts poor people the most. It's like it's going to add $1,500 to their burden every year.
Yeah. Everybody's taxes are going up, basically. Unless you're a tipped employee. If you're a tipped employee and you make $25,000 or less
in tips,
and you report those, and the tips are in cash, and you report those cash tips, then you will pay less in taxes. But other than that, no.
Yeah, after that, it gets taxed. I think even at a higher rate than it normally does,
and you lose the standard deduction.
Which I get. It's like it's trying to prevent people from saying, I make $1 million, but it's all tips.
Right. No, I totally get that, but it's just pointless to even put into a bill. It's just it's kind of just spoon feeding idiots.
It's there to say, hey, see, I did this.
We did the thing that we said we were gonna do. Yeah,
that's another thing that really pisses me off. Everyone's like, aha, see, they did it. No tax on Social Security. No, Social Security is still taxed. And it's so funny because these people are like, I read the bill. It says no tax on Social Security. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? I read the bill as well. I searched for every instance of Social Security in the bill, and none of it is about tax. It's all, any instance of Social Security is talking about your eligibility for certain programs and that you have to have a Social Security number.
Right.
Or for stuff for like Medicaid and things like that. Again, talking about your eligibility.
Just PDF search it or something?
Yeah, exactly. And I just look for every instance of Social Security. Nothing about tax at all.
900 pages.
And you look it up, there is no tax. What the administration is claiming is that seniors over the age of 65 years old for the next 3 years only get an additional $6,000 deduction on their taxes. It's $12,500 if you're married.
Right.
And they're saying, oh, see, that gets rid of the Social Security tax burden that you have. I mean, it does. It cancels that out because your tax burden is not going to be over $6,000 for Social Security.
Right.
But that is not, there's still tax on it. And after 3 years, it's going to get taxed.
Exactly. Well, I always thought it was fucking stupid in the beginning that we're taxing money that the government is giving out.
And that you've already paid for.
And, you've already paid a tax into Social Security to get it back out. So
it might be,
I don't know. I get disability from the VA and they don't charge me tax on that.
Yeah, that's
because it would be pointless.
I don't believe that, but I don't know what kind of consequence that would have on the economy, on the not the economy, but the budget or the
well, I mean,
the debt ceiling.
Nothing's going to change unless we tax rich people at a higher rate.
Yes.
The whole "Make America Great Again" thing. Well, okay, well, like, what time are you talking about? Like the fucking 60s, 70s, and 80s? Okay, well, that's when we taxed fucking
not the 80s,
billionaires.
Not the 80s, because that's when Ronald Reagan
came
dropped
the taxes.
Ronald Reagan came in and dropped it from 70% to 31%, and at a few times it was at 90% over $10 million.
Over $10 million, but that doesn't mean that you're getting all of your money.
No, that's what people.
90%.
That's. So this is something I think there should be a civics course that you have to pass if you want to take advantage of government, benefits. Mm-hmm. And part of that should be learning what tax brackets are, because a lot of people don't know. It's like each, if you're in a, say, 90% tax bracket, 10%, first it starts off at 10%.
The first tax bracket.
Yeah, it's the first tax bracket. So everything up to, say, just for an example, these aren't real numbers. Everything up to $10,000, first of all, is usually free, untaxable.
Yeah.
Then the next bracket is 10% from $10,000 to $20,000. So that $10,000 between $10,000 and $20,000 is taxed at 10%. Then $20,000 to say $50,000 is taxed at 15%. So everything between those two numbers is taxed at 15%. And it just goes on like that. So in reality, if you were making over $10 million, anything over that $10 million is taxed at 90%. Like, who needs that much money anyways? Why do you need... So if you're making $11 million...
Well, the argument is always, well, then why would people want to make more than that? Well, so that they could have more money?
Yeah, you still get more money.
Yeah, you still get more money. You just get taxed a little bit more.
It's so stupid.
And there's so many fucking loopholes anyway, you know? It's not like...
Well, that's the big thing, too, is... Whenever people are discussing, oh, we need to tax millionaires and billionaires, the only problem with that is not all rich people are making that income. It's mostly tied up in assets.
Right.
So you can't tax the asset until they actually sell it. That's why they were trying to do that
it's all
whole
stocks and shit like that.
Yeah, they were trying to do the whole unrealized gains tax, which that's pretty fucking bullshit too. Because, I mean, on rich people, maybe, because they can afford it. But if you're just like a normal working class person and you have money in your 401k, they wanted to tax that every year saying, well, this is unrealized gains that you could potentially have, even though you haven't taken out of your account.
Well, they are doing that now for gambling losses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's in the new bill.
Yeah, the gambling, of course.
Yeah, so gamblers are getting fucked. Gamblers are gonna have to pay tax on winnings that they later lose.
Oh, wow, that's. Yeah.
Well, they could potentially lose it.
They could potentially lose it. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much capital gains tax. It's like, hey, I made $1 million off the stock, taking it out. Okay, it gets taxed at 10% or whatever. And then
but if you just reinvest that,
and then if you reinvest it, it's subject to getting taxed again.
Yeah, exactly. So Elon and Orange Man had their big falling out.
Yeah.
Elon,
didn't he leave with like a black eye? I think someone punched him. How was that not bigger news?
He said that it was his kid that punched him, but I don't think it was. It was somebody else in the presidential administration, basically like attacked him.
Yeah.
And also, isn't he fucking Stephen Miller's wife too? I think I heard that.
Who?
Elon,
his wife?
Stephen Miller's wife.
What about her?
Elon, I think, is fucking her.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I guess it's a rumor.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, the little nerdy neo-Nazi guy.
Yeah. Oh, I know Stephen Miller.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. Sorry, Stephen Miller, but you are.
Sorry, but you're a racist piece of shit.
Yeah. He's like, kids are going to learn to love America. There's nothing that says free will like forcing someone to love you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying to Brad today. It's like they fucking, they made us say the Pledge of Allegiance every day for 12 fucking years, and it ended with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
And then now they're like, oh, that's fucking woke.
Yeah.
Fucking faggot. Don't be so gay and woke. Yeah. It's like, you maybe repeat this stupid fucking pledge.
Yeah, I know. What?
When I was a kid, you could get kicked out of school if you didn't want to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And then
they changed it so you could
then
abstain.
I think there was like some sort of court ruling where you could abstain.
First Amendment. What the fuck?
But no, when I was a kid, you would get sent to the principal's office if you didn't want to say the pledge.
I've heard of like people from other countries that move to America and then they go to school and their kids are like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, this is weird.
This is a cult shit right here. Pledging allegiance to a fucking flag? Come on.
It's weird. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about? Oh, Elon did come out and say that Orange Man.
Yeah, Orange Man.
Orange Man is on the Epstein list.
We all knew.
Which pretty much everybody kind of suspects that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I maybe not his supporters, the people that are in the cult. I don't think they believe it.
No.
But I think anybody...
And even if they did, they probably don't care.
Right. I mean...
Well, he had a good reason to rape those girls.
A serial rapist.
Yeah. Jesus.
That was I saw that the Prime Minister of Israel nominated him for a Nobel Peace Prize this week. It was like, okay, murderer nominates rapist for Nobel Peace Prize.
Jesus Christ. What is this world? What the fuck is going
Fucking
on?
crazy. But so that's kind of news because Grok called that a couple weeks ago, and then this week they quietly came out and said that there is no Epstein client list and that there is no evidence of any of his clients. And that he didn't kill himself. That he did kill himself.
That he did kill himself.
And he was not murdered.
He was not murdered.
And,
even though all the right-wing people were claiming
that
up
for
into
7 years.
That's when they thought only Democrats went to Epstein Island. And
Right.
now all of this stuff is coming out. No, not just Democrats, but Republicans too.
Definitely the Epstein list was definitely both. It was okay. It's It's Bill Clinton,
Yeah. Oh, he was there a million times.
Orange Man,
Orange Man. Yeah.
Orange Man. One of the Prince of English.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
he went there. One of the princes.
One of them.
One of the fucking weird ass, goofy fucking inbred princes. Andrew. That's the one.
him. Yeah.
Fucking
Man, have you ever looked at that guy? Yeah.
a fucking potato.
Yeah. That's what years of inbreeding will do.
Yeah,
to
of
you.
course he pays for sex. Fucking little creep.
I saw that meme. I showed it to you. I thought it was hilarious. It was like, wow. It's crazy that Epstein killed himself after being a billionaire and having absolutely no evidence
against him.
against him. Why would he do that?
Yeah. Also, if we don't have evidence of sex trafficking, then why is his accomplice in prison for 25 years?
Exactly. What is going on? We knew it. That's how it was going to play out because it's all rich and powerful
course.
people on that list, and they were never going to let it get out.
Of course. I mean, Biden
But
wasn't going to let it get out either.
So they said that, and then I distinctly remember when Epstein first got arrested that someone said, some FBI person or whoever said that they had found tapes in his safe, like sex tapes.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for that to come out. And I Google searched back before 2020 because he got arrested in 2019. So got rid of all the stuff afterwards.
Right.
And I found an article. It said they found a tape that said young person's name plus person's name, meaning who's with them,
Right.
who's fucking them, essentially. And then some other things like young girls naked or whatever. But hello, where are all those tapes? Like, where's the evidence there?
Those are all gone.
Those that were probably burned the same day.
I assume that Epstein was like a rogue Mossad agent.
Oh, you
It
think
was
so?
collecting blackmail and then eventually decided to, disaffect or whatever and run his own blackmail scheme or something. Because of course, why not?
That's probably not far from the truth.
I know. I mean, I totally believe
Because I'm always wondering, why is this country so in bed
with Israel.
with Israel?
Yeah, it was
Why
like,
do we like whatever they say, we do it?
Well, there's that. I think their intelligence agency is rivals ours for sure.
Yeah. One of the best in the world.
And then the other thing that Israel has going for it is that in the in the Christian fantasy of Exodus,
Oh, right.
the Jews have to be occupying Jerusalem or whatever for the end times to take place or whatever.
I heard a lot about that recently where it's like, oh, it says in the Bible that we have to protect the people of Israel.
Right,
The
yeah.
Hebrews in Israel. We have to protect them.
Yeah, so it's one of those Bible Christian fantasy things as well.
I will give Mossad this. Those guys are crazy and they're ruthless. Did you hear that story that Iran created like a task force to specifically weed out Mossad agents that are infiltrating the government, and they were made up of all Mossad agents?
That source was all Mossad
yeah,
agents.
it was
Yeah.
hilarious. I don't know how true that is, but it sounds about right, and it sounds pretty funny.
They were able to get C4 into beepers. I didn't even
Yeah.
know they made beepers
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I guess they still use them over there. I think one of the reasons that Israel...
Yeah, you got to go all the way back down to the manufacturing process and infiltrate that in order to do that shit. That's a hell of a scam.
Yeah, they created a fake company, I think, to make all of that. That's wild. That's some like long play shit right there.
Oh yeah. Well, I assume other like all this, all this lighting equipment that comes from fucking China, and it all plugs in on a USB.
Dude,
I never plug that into my computer.
I never plug any USB
If you look,
cables.
I just buy adapters and I plug it straight into the wall.
Yes. Anything that I get that comes with a USB cable, I never plug it into my computer. Never,
ever,
never. Because one of those things has got a chip on it.
It's got a malware or some shit inside there.
I love my little Robo-Rock vacuum cleaner, but that shit is transmitting data of my whole house. I know they are. One of the guys at my work...
they have your floor plan of your house. And
yes, one of the guys at my job said... I caught he had his Robo-Rock and he saw it on his router. He was like looking at it and it was transmitting data out, not like downloading an update or anything, transmitting out a bunch of data. And it's like, why is it doing that? He's like, I just put it on a different network and kept it as is because I did this. When he said that, I did the same thing. I'm like, I'm not putting this.
I should put mine on a different network.
Yeah, on the guest network.
I'll put it on the guest network.
I have almost every piece of equipment that isn't my computer on the guest network. Just because I can't trust nowadays, you can't trust anything.
It's got to have something in it.
Yeah, something.
I mean,
they found a bunch of Chinese made. I don't even know if they were Chinese made, but they found a bunch of like logic boards and motherboards that had a Chinese spy chip on all.
Oh yeah, I just assume the TV and all
everything
that shit has it.
Yeah,
there's a little camera.
And if China isn't doing it, we are.
We are.
Yeah,
or
Google,
both.
Google, Meta. Yeah, all of them.
Completely both. What else are we talking
We're
about?
fixing politics.
We are
left and
fixing
right.
politics right now. Let's see. Oh, Florida is now famous for our alligator Auschwitz.
Oh my God.
Alcatraz. Auschwitz.
Yeah, Auschwitz works. It already flooded. Do you see they had just a normal Florida thunderstorm go by and the whole place flooded?
Oh yeah, well you can't build anything there.
No.
That's why no one ever has.
Built it in 8 days. What in Florida only takes 8 days to build? Absolutely nothing.
That's what I said.
Fucking
how can
Olmerton
they build
Road.
that in fucking 8 days. So you can't slap a tarp on the roof of the Tropicana field before fucking playoffs start.
Yeah, come on. Olmerton Road's been under construction for 20 fucking years, ever since I've been driving.
Yeah, it's never not been under construction. We could build a fucking prison camp in 8 days.
Yeah.
Well, first name storm that comes through there, that thing's gone.
Yeah, wiped out. And they probably don't care.
No, they don't.
All the guards are probably going to leave that night, leave them there.
Just leave them there, yeah. They don't give a fuck.
It's so sick. And I've been telling people, look, there's probably a little bit of nationalism behind this move, but it's all about money. That's all it's about. ICE got $30 billion to hire more people. Okay, fine. But they also got 45.
This prison camp cost $48 million.
48 million. They received 45 with the big beautiful bill, $45 billion for new detention centers. There aren't federal workers out there digging ditches and making these things. These are all going to private contractors, which I guarantee you all have connections to the administration somehow.
Yeah, they paid their bribes.
And there's another $45 billion going to building the fucking wall again. So
they have to lock somebody up. You know? The thing that I was reading the other day is that our prison population has been in a massive decline for the past 20 years. Yeah. And so that's probably the big reason why they're doing this shit.
They got to keep they got to keep people down and make a shit ton of money while they're doing it.
What do they say it's going to cost at this alligator Alcatraz? It's going to cost $87,000 a year
per person,
per prisoner.
Yeah, per detainee.
Like, what? That's fucking crazy. And all these people were working. like they could have been.
We're getting rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse, though, John.
It's waste. I feel like it would be cool if they actually did catch murderers and deport them. That would be fucking fine.
Sure.
You know, the guys that have MS-13 written on their face. But no, the fucking secret police are afraid of them because those guys will fucking shoot back.
Yeah.
Those guys are going to open up with a fucking street sweeper.
Well, also, I just saw Hondurans and Nicaraguans that were here for...
Don't say it.
No, don't say it. That they were here for... they were here legally.
Yeah,
for
work
some,
visas, yeah.
Some special authorization. They just canceled it, and they all just immediately became illegal in the country.
Yeah.
It's because they can't keep the quota up.
Yeah, well, I calculated it, and at the current quota, which they're not meeting,
Right.
which is 3,000 people deported per day.
It's like some crazy number.
And so if they actually kept up with that number, it would take, I think, 14 years to deport all the people that they say are illegal.
Yeah. It's nuts.
So it's not even not going to accomplish anything.
And that's not even counting the people that are still coming in.
Right. That's
I'm sure
no
it's
one
slowed
else
down a
came
little
in.
bit,
Yeah.
but they're still coming. Here's the thing about immigration. If you want to stop illegal immigration in this country, it's really simple. Start fining all of the businesses that have illegal immigrants, or rather undocumented workers working at their establishment. And I'm not talking like $5,000. I'm talking $50, $100, $500,000, $1 million, depending on the size of the company.
You get caught doing it. Yeah, you get caught doing it the first time, $50,000. You get caught doing it a second time, fucking $500,000
per person.
Yeah.
Make it so risky to hire an undocumented worker
that everyone would refuse to do it.
Everyone would refuse to do it. Those jobs will dry up, and no one's going to come across. I mean, some people are still going to escape for a better life.
Well,
but they're going to have.
We would just have to make them. We would just have to make them legal at that point,
And
because we need the jobs filled.
That's the other part of it too. Is like, instead of just rounding people up that are, I could see rounding up criminals if you can prove that they're criminals,
right?
Because a lot of them do end up in jail, and that's how a lot of them get caught to get deported in the first place.
Right.
And then they end up coming back, and then they get deported again. I see a lot of these cases.
Sure.
As a jury duty person.
Yeah, you can't talk about specifics.
I can't talk about specifics, but there's a lot of...
You do serve on a grand jury.
Yeah, I serve on a grand jury, but there are a lot of these cases like that, where someone's been deported, and then they get caught again for whatever reason, and they have to deport. They're like, hey, you got to go again.
It's usually like the third time is when they
most of them
give them a jail sentence.
or
at least that's used to be the case.
And most of them get picked up because they're in jail for some reason. They're doing something. So that I totally get. But if you're a hardworking, honest person here working, you should be given a path to citizenship.
Sure.
You shouldn't just be round up and hauled off without due process. I think that's the big problem that people have with it. It's not, oh, let's just keep every illegal immigrant here with bleeding hearts.
No, I don't think that they should do that.
No. We should be giving them a path to citizenship and make them pay taxes. Wouldn't that be? And beyond that, too, they've already done the studies that
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you do in your free time. If you go to work and you take care of your family.
Yeah.
Then I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah. But anyways, they've done the study that shows that even with undocumented workers being here, and even with whatever burden that, healthcare and all this stuff that they say that they get for free, even with all that,
yeah, they're not getting Medicaid. That was one thing I saw somebody saying the other day. It's like all the people being thrown off Medicaid or illegal aliens. Like, no.
You need a social security number for that. But anyways, the study showed they still contribute a net benefit to the taxes with all the other stuff. They maybe not income tax, which they get paid peanuts anyways, so it's not going to be that much. But think of all the groceries.
Yeah, they pay sales tax at Walmart just like every other family.
Every other family.
Every other family that has a bunch of kids pays a shit ton in sales tax every single week.
Which makes you think, if there's still a net benefit from all of that, then maybe none of us have to pay income tax.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think, I think rich people should pay income tax a lot.
Yep.
Middle class should pay a little bit. And if you're poor, then don't fucking worry about it. Well,
Yeah.
like
They shouldn't.
yeah.
And people are like, all these people want the government to give out free stuff. It's like, that's the government's job.
That's their only job is
to take
distribute-
care of people.
That's their only job is government's only purpose is to decide who gets what.
Yeah.
That's its whole purpose.
It's well, also to protect its citizens, but part of that protection comes from getting people what they need to survive.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been like that in a really long
Free
time, or ever,
stuff.
really.
Yeah. Well, it's always been kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But
Well, like your status for the 4th of July. I'm going to celebrate, what was it?
I said I was celebrating the 4th of July because I know that this whole fucking country was founded by a bunch of rich assholes that didn't want to pay taxes and were fine with letting poor people die for that dream.
And here we are, 250
Yeah,
years
it's the
later,
same
doing
shit.
it up. Yep.
Somebody said I was being a downer, and I'm like, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not making it up. There was a bunch of dudes that didn't want to pay King George any fucking taxes or tariffs or whatever the fuck you want to say.
Those are the people that put their fingers in their ears and they're just like, I don't care. I don't want to know about any of it. It's like,
Sure.
then get out of the way.
Sure, they use the sentiment of freedom and democracy as a device to get the people riled up and willing to fight.
Sure,
but at
sure.
the end of the day, it all came down to no taxation without representation.
Yep.
That's the whole
I
thing.
had some guy tell me the other day, I got into an online argument. I really shouldn't do it. But
Don't argue with anyone that doesn't read books.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
I will say this guy seemed very well articulated.
Okay.
But he accused me of seeing everything. I didn't even say this. He just said it. He accused me of seeing everything through the lens of corporations and money. Like everything's done for in the name of corporations and for money.
Right.
And I'm like, my dude, we live in a capitalist society
Sure.
with very little regulation. What do you think everything is about right now?
Yeah.
When you boil it all down, it all comes down to money.
Yeah, it comes down to, guys like fucking Grok and other billionaires like him fucking decide who gets elected right now.
Right.
And
the whole racism thing isn't probably even a real racist thing. It's probably just another way to control people, honestly. And
it's a good way to keep us separated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep the dummies separated so that we don't, band together.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, racism has always been a device. There's always been a 3-tiered caste system in this country, and they have to have that lower caste to make it work. So
Otherwise, you're going to be looking up.
right, exactly. So you got to have they want us that are in the middle caste to think that we're better than a lower caste.
Right. Right.
And then that keeps us,
the
satiated.
made up lower caste, by the way.
The made up, totally bullshit. Yeah, it was created through capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah. Slavery. Oh, that's another thing. See, this is why it's so bullshit.
We're way too woke. I forgot to play this
Oh,
song.
yeah. Let's play this really quick, and I'll come back to that thought. Oh, here we go.
It's the Soy Boy Power Hour, featuring liberal cucks, beta boys, edamame, and treating women like human beings.
Hey, that girl's hot. I'm gonna approach her on the street.
Think again. Come on, boys. It's time to cook clean and start our own microbrewery. I love IPAs.
The thing
Soy
I
Boy
love,
Power Hour.
the thing I love about this Soy Boy Power Hour thing is when I was recording that, John gave me a direction. He said, "Pretend you are an what's the word?
Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic T-shirt. What kind of T-shirt?
I forget.
Was it a tap out T-shirt or
like a tap out
or
or
a affliction
shirt.
T-shirt?
Yeah,
That was it.
you're
An anthropomorphized affliction T-shirt. It worked.
It's a good direction.
It was a good direction.
Soy Boy Power Hour.
But what I was going to say is this whole, deporting people thing is such bullshit already. And then you have Orange Man coming out and saying, oh, well,
I did see this.
the farmers, the agricultural industry, and also hotels, by the way, which he owns, is like, they're going to be hurting if we deport everyone.
Well, yeah, that's what we said.
So
we already made this argument.
Yeah.
like 6 months ago.
Yeah. So we're going to do something there. And that was like a month ago. And then just the other day, he goes, so what we're going to do is set up something where the farmers are responsible for the people that are here. They're not going to be citizens, but the farmers are going to be responsible for all these people.
So like,
and they're going to pay
own them?
taxes. So yeah, and he used the word owner, but I, to be fair, I think he meant like, because he said farmer responsibility or owner responsibility. I think he meant the owner. I think he meant the owner of the business. I hope. But people took that and ran. And some of this stuff is just like,
well, he's pretty much fucking demented, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got some either like a tumor or
I don't know
dementia or Alzheimer's or one of those.
I don't know how anyone like realistically listens to him and goes, that guy's got it all going on. Same with Joe Biden. Like he was out of it too.
No, the debate, I remember them saying, oh, Joe Biden is fucking out of it during the debate. And I was like, so is Donald Trump. It's just Donald Trump gets a pass because he's always been like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he has.
It was like, because it was more like, oh, look how much worse Joe Biden is than he was, 4 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And sure, that's true.
Sure.
But like, don't give him a pass because he's always been nuts.
I still think Donald Trump...
He slurs his words.
Orange Man, sorry.
Orange Man, I said it too.
I think Orange Man definitely had a stroke during his first term.
I think so. Yeah, remember they rushed him to the
They
hospital.
rushed him to the hospital
in the middle of the night
for a
checkup.
Yeah, for a checkup. They're like, "Oh, this was an impromptu checkup in the middle of the night."
It was like 2 a.m. on a Sunday or something.
Come on, no. And then after that, he was having all these twitches and things. That's definitely stroke material right there.
Yeah, I noticed that they when they have him like standing there asking questions, they have him standing. They got his toes on like sandbags, so he stops leaning forward.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Because he was doing that weird thing where he's just like leaning.
Yeah, he does that a lot. But people are saying that's from lifts as well.
Oh, he could have lifts in his
like
shoes.
Meatball Ron's not the only one doing lifts.
Yeah.
And then
Meatball Ron definitely is a short bitch and wears lifts.
I saw some guy. I guess it's legal to be in the Capitol building.
It's legal to be under 6 feet.
Well, that too.
Shouldn't be.
No, I guess it's it's legal to be. It's a public space. There's some guy that just goes and follows Ron DeSantis around and just basically roasts him every time he comes out of a meeting.
Oh, I love that.
And the guy's there. And Ron DeSantis is walking down these stairs, and the guy's just like, "Hey, Meatball Ron, not wearing the lifts today, huh?" And Ron DeSantis, you can hear him go, "Okay, here we go." Like, here we go again. He's like, "Come on, Governor, this is Trump country. No lifts allowed, okay? This is why you're never going to be president, just running away like a bug." It was really funny how much that guy was having fun with it.
I would go to Tallahassee. If I'm in Tallahassee, I'll just go find that guy. I'll just follow him.
Yeah.
Following Meatball
And
Ron.
you guys just roast him. Do his own.
I'd be like, can I join in on
the
this?
roast of Ron DeSantis? So good.
I saw John Jacobs has been doing stand up in front of the White House, but wearing a mask. He's wearing a ski mask because apparently that's not allowed. Orange Man said that you can't wear masks
unless you're an ICE.
Right, unless you're an ICE agent. So he's been doing like crowd work stand up, wearing a fucking ski mask.
He's crazy.
Somebody was like, "Why are you wearing a mask? You trying to hide your identity?" And he was like, "No, I'm Hunter Biden."
Oh, that's good.
So I got to get him on the show because he's got a new special of all that shit coming out.
Of all that. Oh, he's been.
Yeah,
filming.
he's been filming a bunch in DC. So he's got a new special of him doing that shit.
He'll have his own show if he keeps that stuff up.
I hope so. Dude needs to catch a break.
Yeah,
he's funny.
He's been doing a lot of funny stuff.
Yeah.
The thing I like about John Jacobs, he does a bunch of stuff that no one else is doing.
Right.
He did that thing a couple of years ago where he would do comedy on the shuttle tram from
plane train
on the plane train at Tampa Airport to the terminal and back.
He did like 20 something 7-minute sets or something all day long, 8 hours on this train. And they let him do it.
They let him do it,
He
yeah.
asked permission, and they were like, okay.
Well, you have to. He'd have to have a ticket, otherwise you can't even get into the shuttle without a ticket.
Oh, that's
so they
right.
probably let him
no,
in.
the plane train is. It's not that one that goes to the terminal.
Oh, it's the other one from
It's
the
one
parking
from
lot.
The parking lot.
That's
why it's
even
7
longer.
minutes.
That's
Yeah,
even
it's a
longer.
7-minute
Oh, it's a
ride.
7-minute ride. Okay.
Yeah,
I've parked there before. Yeah, that's a long ride.
Yeah,
That's the scariest part of flying. That thing looks like
I know, it feels like it's gonna flip over.
It feels like it's gonna flip off.
flip off onto the highway or some shit. Yeah.
Like 30 feet down.
So yeah, I look forward to seeing that new shit from John Jacobs. All right, we can quit talking about politics.
Okay.
And we can jump into some mass
Oh.
media.
It's Something Planet Massive Media tonight.
Oh, I forgot to plug our sponsor. Before we start Massive Media, I want you to check out random-fandom.com. It's random-fandom. That's the official T-shirts of the Something Planet podcast.
I was wearing one yesterday when you came over to grab your hat that you left at my house.
Oh, yeah. So we got, let's see. We got, since we're talking about politics, we got man, woman, camera,
TV
2024. He won. Dogs leave a mark on our heart.
That's it. That's what they call a double entendre.
Yes.
It's like layered.
We got Boone's Farm. I've actually sold quite a few of these. And like if you look closely, it says 100% pure old-fashioned potato wine. It's just got a potato right here. Totally random. Yeah, so it's random-fandom.com. This is a fun one. If you're looking to get some attention at the resort pool, if you're traveling on your own, we got Chicago is for butt fuckers.
That's when I was in Chicago, and you're like, you know what?
Yeah, I was gonna make.
I remember we were just having a casual chat on the group chat like we do. I had some downtime in Chicago, and you're like, hey, check out what I made.
Chicago is for butt fuckers. I just want to wear that to Chicago and see who beats me up.
Yeah.
We should both wear those to Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Oh God. In the
Yeah, in the bleachers.
In the bleachers, yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot
with the
name.
bleacher creatures.
The bleachers, yeah.
Something Planet, Massive Media. I read a new book. We did just have Bookcast last time. But
yeah.
I finished another book since the Bookcast. It is called, I have it written down here. It is called Fear the Sky.
Oh.
It's a sci-fi series from about 10 years ago. So it's basically it's almost like a Michael Crichton novel. It's like heavy with like science fact and stuff like that, and like cutting edge technologies. They work that into it a bunch.
What do they call that? What kind of sci-fi is that?
It's like a techno thriller.
No. It's like it's a form of sci-fi where it's very heavy on like the science and the tech and everything.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. There's a term for it.
There's a term for it, but yeah, it's like similar to what Michael Crichton does.
Okay.
So this is like about so a scientist at like a Air Force observatory, like sees these objects, coming from the other side of the solar system, and so he decides to start tracking them, and then he realizes that all the people that are experts have their destination wrong, and he investigates it or whatever, and it turns out it's aliens, of course.
Yeah.
It's got to be aliens.
And they're coming to Earth. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So 8 alien agents that are made, basically they're alien consciousnesses that have been implanted into machine bodies that look and seem realistically human, but they have like cool weapon systems on them. They can kill everyone. 8 of them
Any
land.
sex robots though?
They do fuck. Yeah. They sleep their way to the top. So basically, all 8 they all join like a different country's military, and their mission is to infiltrate the military to the point where they're put in charge of nuclear weapons.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But not to shoot the nuclear weapons, to prevent us from shooting the nuclear weapons when the alien armada gets here. So their AI game theory has shown that it's like, as soon as the armada shows up, the humans will just shoot their nuclear weapons at it and destroy the entire planet, and then what's the point of us taking over the planet? So their whole mission is to stop nuclear explosions.
Gotcha.
So,
But not for not for a
No, they're
nice
gonna kill
reason.
all of us.
Yeah.
They just don't want to fuck up the Earth.
Yeah.
They don't care about us. They care
Yeah.
about the Earth.
That's about right.
So yeah, I thought it was really good. It's I think it's a trilogy. So I'm gonna have to.
Everything's a trilogy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out a couple more books. But this one, Fear the Sky, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 7 out of 10. I think it's
Nice.
really good. Yeah.
Nice.
What have you been looking at?
I've been reading a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
And
You finally got
finishing
into
nothing.
reading.
I keep starting new stuff.
Oh yeah,
I've been reading.
I have like 4 or 5 books going right now, and every once in a while I'll finish one.
Yeah, same here. What am I doing right now? I've been reading this book called The Dark Verses, Volume 1 by an author named Shark Child. It's all these like
Oh, I
short
thought that was
stories.
Salman Rushdie.
No,
well,
well,
that's the Satanic Verses.
Oh,
That's the-
Satanic Verses, yeah. And that name may be wrong. It's by Shark Child. Look that up.
Shark Child.
Yeah, that's the name of the author, Shark Child.
Shark SHARK.
Yeah.
Child.
Yeah, Shark Child.
Where's he from?
I have no idea.
That's an odd
Oh,
name.
Palo Alto. That's where he gets it published, at least. So it's some tech bro with a stupid,
Some
fantasy
trust fund
name.
kid with a
But
fantasy name.
But it's all like horror short stories, which are great because
I do like short stories.
Yeah, I like short stories. It gave me a lot of ideas for short stories because I've written a bunch of short stories, and I'm like, oh, maybe I could just make my own compilation like this. It was pretty nice. I always get inspired reading stuff and reading new things.
Short
I'm like,
stories definitely inspired me too.
yeah. It's great how you can fit so much into such
Yeah,
a
it's
little
really
amount of-
hard because you know that I write some fiction,
Yeah.
and all this. Every time I sit down to write a short story, all of a sudden I'm at 20 pages,
Yep.
and I'm like, "Fuck, this isn't short anymore."
Yeah, no. No, I was supposed to write a short story for, I remember back in the day in creative writing class in college, and it ended up being like a novella. It was like 50, 60 pages, something like that. So I've been reading that. The stories started getting a little, but there were some really the cool ones in there where there were like creatures that thrived in light, actually, instead of like shadow, and they would die in the shadows.
Okay, that's
So
interesting.
and he's on like this top level of this prison, and he has to go down. And as he's going down, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and there's more creatures and stuff. Or is it the other way around? No, it's
No, it
that
gets brighter
No,
every-
it gets brighter. It gets brighter and brighter. I was trying to remember it because he had something. He had a like a flare on him that created a black smoke around him, and that was the only
Oh, that could protect him.
that
from
could
the
protect him. But
lightning.
he was running out as he was going down, and then there's an ending to it. But yeah, some really cool stories there. I've been reading that Clive Cussler novel,
Oh,
Inca
yeah,
Gold.
yeah.
I wanted to get. My dad really loves the book, the movie Sahara, and it was near Father's Day, and I wanted to get him. I found out that it was actually a book by this guy named Clive Cussler, who's written like hundreds of these like action adventure
He's
Indiana
very-
Jones type.
He's very what's the word? Prolific.
Yeah.
He can just churn these motherfuckers
Yeah.
out. I don't know. I kind of think he might be like James Patterson, where he just like hired like 4 or 5 ghostwriters to just like help him out.
He's like, here's the plot. Write it, please.
yeah, please make this.
But all of these novels circle around a character named Dirk Pitt.
Dirk Pitt, he's like 50 years old, but he's still super hot. And
Yeah.
his dick is huge,
And
he's
he's
the
the
world's best scuba
scuba diver.
diver, spy, marine biologist.
And it's just like this book I'm reading, it's just like male fantasy overload.
Yeah, it's male fantasy.
Yeah.
That's a whole genre.
Yeah.
Is like is like dad fantasy.
Dad fantasy, yeah. So
Like my company Gunny from the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
He's one of those authors. Jack Coughlin.
really?
So he wrote a book called Shooter, which is about his time in the service. He won the Bronze Star.
Yeah.
In Iraq and stuff. Total war hero.
Yeah.
But then the author that he was working with on that book, I guess they decided to just jump into fiction together, and so he started writing these books.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think they're called like Sniper.
Okay.
Or something like that,
Yeah.
and it's like the same character every time, and it's this like super cool Marine Corps sniper
Yeah.
that gets so much pussy,
Yeah.
and he has to go and save the world with
Yeah.
his sniper rifle. Yeah, it's great. I mean, he's made a great living since he's retired from the Marine Corps. So
Yeah.
good on him, Jack.
Yeah,
Coughlin.
good for him. Good for him. I'm reading this Inca Gold, and There was a line. It was like, oh, she had a hourglass figure with an extra 20 minutes thrown in for good measure.
That just means big booty Latina.
Yeah, big booty Latina, baby. But so I was reading that. I want everyone to know John got me the Lost World novel because I had just finished Jurassic Park for the first time a couple of months ago.
Well, I was a dumbass. I bought it from a library used, and then I was going to give it to David, and then I had it on the table, and then I brought back my library books, and then after I did that, I realized that I put that into the book slot, and then they were just like, yeah, bro, it's gone. Yeah, like, we don't see it, so it's gone. Like, so I had to order it from thrift books.
Yeah. And I love how it starts off with like Ian Malcolm giving kind of an homage to who's Samuel Clemens? What's his Mark Twain?
Mark Twain, yeah.
Man, I'm brain farting tonight. Mark Twain, that thing of the news of my death has been greatly exaggerated or whatever, and it basically because Ian Malcolm dies in Jurassic Park 1 in the novel. In the movie,
novel,
he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's been out for a long time. It's not a spoiler.
Not
Sorry.
a spoiler. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, so he dies, but then he comes
how do
back.
they explain that?
He goes, I was away for a while in a hospital, but I didn't actually die.
Yeah, because doesn't he sacrifices himself at the end of the novel so that the other
Something,
people
yeah.
can get away?
Yeah.
I think.
Something like that.
And so actually,
I think he just dies of an infection because he doesn't get medical attention quick enough.
Okay.
You know how his leg gets all torn open and everything?
By the T-Rex.
Yeah, I just don't think he just fades away and just dies.
Oh, okay.
But maybe not, apparently, because now
right.
he's...
Well, the character was too good. You got to bring him back.
Too good.
Yeah.
Too good. Ian Malcolm. That's some of the most interesting parts of the book, is him explaining chaos theory.
Right.
Gets way into it, unlike the movie. The movie just touches on the surface.
Spielberg was like, we're not going to talk about chaos. We're going to do 3 lines about chaos theory.
And then you're done,
and
buddy.
that's it. Otherwise, and then Jeff Goldblum just lay there with his shirt off and look hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that those are the 3. I've been also reading this book called Palo Alto. I haven't gotten to it in a while, but it's about the history of the town of Palo Alto and how it's like one of the most.
It's like the tech hub.
It's the tech hub, but it's one of the most like rich neighborhoods in all of the world. It's
like Houston, Texas, and Palo Alto were the computer capitals of the entire world at one time.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
And it wasn't even Houston. It was like a small town outside of Houston or something.
Yeah. And Palo Alto is just a tiny little place named after the tree that they built the railroad next to.
Okay.
And it became famous, I think, in the 90s, other than the tech boom. But for another reason is that all these teens started committing suicide. And everyone was like, why is this happening? These are all affluential families that they're coming from.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. It started with one kid just jumping in front of the train and getting slammed. And then all of them started doing it.
I feel like there's some kind of I feel like suicides like that can come in waves. Like I feel like they sometimes you sometimes see that. It's not just Palo Alto, but it's like happened in other places in the world.
Yeah.
There was like a town in India that it was happening in, like a suicide rate like skyrocketed like 150% or something. And I guess maybe it's just some sort of like inspiration thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's it kind of plays into chaos theory a little bit too, that there are these systems that we just can't account for in the universe. And I think some of these things play into that. It's almost like these living creatures that aren't actually creatures, but just like I never know how to say it, but it almost seems like it's this thing that's alive outside of the normal physics of the world. It's really weird.
We're just part of some larger organism that we don't fully understand.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Exactly.
I just rewatched this. I think you and Azra would like it. It's called Devs.
Oh.
It's
I think I might have heard of it.
It's starring who's the actor that plays Ron Swanson?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
God damn it.
Everyone knows who you're talking about.
Yeah, everybody knows who Ron Swanson is. But yeah, so it's about so it gets into like that chaos theory and stuff like that, and artificial intelligence and simulation theory. It's about it's devs. It's like the secret development wing of this company that's supposed to be basically like Microsoft or Google or whatever. They call it something different. And it's Alex Garland's actual, I think, first thing that he was in charge of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the guy that did Civil War. Obviously, he loves Ron Swanson because he had him back for Civil
Yeah,
War.
yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. It starts off as a murder mystery, but then just gets like real heavy into like philosophy.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
What's that on?
Hulu. It's a Hulu original.
okay.
Yeah. It's from
Cody. So Cody.
it's from 5 years ago. You know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It came out right when the pandemic hit.
Oh.
And it was just kind of a creepy show, and I think that's why no one watched it because everybody was just kind of creeped out at the
But
time.
now it maybe makes a little more sense with all the AI stuff.
It's well ahead of its time.
Yeah.
it's well ahead of its time.
That's great.
and it's totally relevant now.
Another good thing, and I saw this recently, you recommended it to me, including the actor Ron Swanson, is The Resort.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's the dad in that.
He's the dad in that. Has playing
Nick
something
Offerman.
completely.
Nick Offerman.
That's
God damn it, finally.
And he like goes crazy basically trying to find his kid. That goes. I won't give it away.
That show is really
It's
fun.
a really good show. It's a limited series. It's only one season.
Yeah,
but,
it's like 8 episodes or something.
but it wraps. I was like, where is this going to go? And then it wraps up. Actually, it has a pretty satisfying ending after everything.
It's the guy from The Good Place, right?
I've never seen The Good Place.
Okay. I think it's the philosophy instructor from The Good Place.
Oh,
I think
okay.
It's the same guy.
It has the kid from Gemstones in it.
Oh yeah, he's Jimmy Olsen.
Is he playing
Yeah,
Jimmy
that
Olsen?
kid is Jimmy Olsen. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, he's
he
perfect
looks
Jimmy
like
Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen. Yeah. Oh, that's great. So him. It's got the girl who ended up being
It's the girl from
How I Met Your Mother, who's not the mother, but
I know her from the Andy Samberg version of Groundhog's Day. Did you ever watch that one?
oh no, that she dies. Does she die all the time, or is it someone else?
No, she starts repeating the day like Groundhog's
Okay,
Day.
yeah.
And then she is like stuck at this. Basically, it's just I think what is it called? Palm Springs.
See, I thought that's the show that it was going to be, because when you said The Resort, I loaded up and
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw
'cause it looks similar.
and I was like, oh, that's that show. Okay, I thought it. I said
No, Palm
because you
Springs-
said there was time stuff in it, and I was like, oh, I know
It's
what
just in
show
a completely different way, yeah.
I was like, I know what show John's talking about.
She's in both of
that's-
them.
That makes so much sense.
So Palm Springs is the Andy Samberg one. It's like so at a certain point they're both reliving the day, and they realize they were like, wait a minute, you remember
Yeah.
me from yesterday? And it's like, yeah, like, oh shit, but the same thing is happening to us.
Oh, and then they have fun with it, and then,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they try to get out of it. I'm
And
sure.
then they try to kill themselves a bunch. Yeah, so
Aw.
no. It's I don't know. I thought it was just as good as Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So The Resort, excellent. Last thing I want to talk about before I get out of here. Oh yeah, we're a little bit over on time.
It's a lot of work fixing politics.
Yeah, we fixed it though. We did it.
It's good.
It's good.
Tomorrow
We're
you
gonna-
guys are going to wake up and
Everything's
your
fine.
bank account's going to be full, and we're not
John
at war.
and Dave fix politics.
We did
That's
it.
the name of the episode.
Sounds like a book that Jason Peregrine would write.
Yeah.
John and Dave save politics.
Oh, I'm going to give you one of those to read.
Oh
as well,
yeah,
actually.
guys, follow him on all social media. Is it Peregrine? Is that how you say
Peregrine.
Peregrine? Jason Peregrine. He's got
P-A-R-G-I-N.
yeah. If you like science, if you like social science, if you like
Philosophy.
if you like movies, you like stories and reading
He's
and everything
also
like that.
a fantastic fiction writer.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what he is.
He sent his last book. He sent a copy to Something Planet to review.
Did
Yeah.
you try to get him on the show?
I did, but he was very booked.
I bet
He does not need us.
no, he doesn't.
He's got a lot of TikTok followers. Yeah, he's got like 1 million TikTok followers.
Yeah, he doesn't need us.
He doesn't need
Damn
us.
it! I just wanted
But
to
I do-
fanboy out.
No, I do. If I do get him on here, I'll definitely have you on.
Yeah,
'Cause,
please,
Yeah, we've
yeah.
interviewed a couple of famous
Yeah.
authors over the years, so I can keep bugging him. You know, he does.
Yeah, I would think that
he answers my messages. He's
Yeah.
not like so famous that he just like ignores me. He's
maybe
talked to me.
Maybe he's just like nervous live on stuff.
Oh no, he has his own podcast.
Oh,
He has a
Jason, come on, man.
Jason has a podcast called I forget what it's called, Mountain Monsters, or maybe that's the shit. So basically, it's a podcast reviewing a Bigfoot hunting show.
Okay.
Because he says it's the stupidest and most pointless show where nothing ever happens in the history of American television, and that's why he likes it so much.
He's got a lot of stuff like that. If that premise seems funny to you.
So it's him and two other guys, just like watching this Bigfoot hunting show and then reviewing it.
That's great.
I mean, that was one of my favorite shows on on the Vice network when it was still going.
Yeah,
it was like Action Bronson watches Ancient Aliens. It would just be like Action Bronson and Tyler the Creator like smoking blunts and watching Ancient Aliens.
That's awesome.
I love shit like that. But anyway, check out Jason Peregrine. First movie that I wanted to talk about, I saw Heads of State.
Oh, what's that?
It's a brand new movie, just came out. It's John Cena and Idris Elba reunited for the first time since the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And John Cena plays the President of the United States, and Idris Elba plays the Prime Minister of England.
Oh, okay.
And it's a buddy team-up comedy.
Oh,
they're on Air Force One, and Air Force One gets attacked, and they have to bail out. And then it's an action movie. It's like them running through Belarus trying to escape assassins.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. That sounds fun.
So stupid.
What is that on?
I think it's a Prime original. So it's like
interesting.
MGM Studios, I guess.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, so I'll give that a 7, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah. 7
You know?
planets.
No, I mean it's like don't think it's not gonna be like John Wick 4 or whatever.
No, it's what it is.
It's just like it's one of those like 80s/90s like buddy action comedies.
Yeah,
That they
yeah.
hardly ever make those anymore.
Yeah.
And I always miss those, and I'm glad that they have them.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it for the show.
No, am I the assholes? We don't have any of those?
I didn't pull
My
up any of them.
favorite game
That's
show.
it. You can't play that game with only one person.
I guess that's
We gotta get
that's
Jared in
true.
here. Yeah.
Damn it, Jared.
We did a one-on-one this week.
That's
so
fine.
Next
That's fine.
time,
Next time we'll do it.
bring you back with somebody, and I'll make sure to play Am I the Asshole?
Okay. That's fair.
Today we were just talking about Orange Man,
Fixing politics, which we did.
which we did. We accomplished it. So
Send us hate mail if it's not fixed tomorrow.
Soy Boy Power Hour.
Yeah.
To play us out.
What?
What does that mean? To play us out. I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show? Yeah. All right, go.
Thanks so
can't
much
do
for
it.
watching.
We'll do it
Thanks so
live.
much for listening. Subscribe.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
When this big old world got you feeling down, you've lived here for years, you still feel new in town. When the stress begins, just pop those earbuds in, hanging out with John Jay, watch your troubles drifting away. Something planted in your ears, tears are in your eyes. You can't hear your doorbell ring, you can't hear your baby cry.